Morning, my name is Geusebroek. I'm a chemical analyst here at the ECN department for biomass research, and we now want to tell you something about the guideline sampling. So that is the sampling in isopropanol in order to measure hydrocarbons and also compounds like sulfur and nitrogen containing molecules. For that purpose we prepared 2 racks of 6 washing bottles. They will be placed subsequently in a warm bath and in a cold bath with glycol at -20 degrees in order to freeze out all the aerosols. Well, first I have here the first rack. And the first rack contains like 3 bottles. One is without a frit for extra bubbles. The second one is with a porosity 0 frit, and the third bottle is also with some sort of frit. And in it you can see the clear IPA or isopropanol. So now I'm going to place first this set of bottles into the warm bath. So sampling site where we want to sample the gas for the guideline sampling, and we will do that normally from sampling points like this one. That's just containing a normal Nupro valve, and we can open it before we can start with the gas sampling through the bottles. So this is connected to the system, and the gas we are going to measure in this position is the gas coming from our BTX unit. And that's the unit that is extracting the benzene and the toluene and the xylene from the process. So on this sampling point we're going to concentrate all the compounds coming from that process. So here we have the washing bottle rack I was previously talking about, and this is the water bath in order to heat up the first aerosols. The water bath is at +40 degrees. And we will now place the bottles into the bath. So just like that. And we put it on the sampling line in the first bottle. And we then move to the cooling bath, where in which we will place the second washing bottle rack. Second rack containing also 3 washing bottles, which will be placed in the cooling bath at -20 degrees. Just put it in slowly in order to prevent thermal shock in the washing bottles. There they are. And we can connect the other lines to it. So what we do is we have a subsequent heating and cooling section. So what we first do is we go from the first 2 washing bottles into the cooling bath on position number 3. So, and it should be nicely connected. So I check all the connectors are on their gas tightness. That's fine. So now we move from the cold side to the heated side. So I'm going back to the 4th washing bottle. There it is in. And the 4th washing bottle is again at +40 degrees in order to heat up the extra aerosols in order to extract all the left aerosols into the final 2 washing bottles in the glycol bath, which are these 2. So everything is tight and fixed. So now all the 6 washing bottles are connected, and now I have to make one extra connection, and that's the connection to the gas pump, which is over here. So now also the gas pump is connected. So now everything is ready for taking the sample. So then you can start sampling now. And so what I'm going to do is I take the readout for the pump in order to know how much gas will pass through the washing bottles. And I write down the reading, which is at 47.263. And then I'll first start pumping and then checking if we get a sub pressure, because if we have a sub pressure, then we know that the system is gas tight and ready to go. So that's what I'm going to start first. Then you can see the sub pressure going up rapidly. So I open the valve, and then you see the sub pressure going down, and it will stay around 0.04 bars, which is around 40 millibars of sub pressure going to the system. I also record the time, which is 8 minutes past 11. So I also write that down. And in this way we sample for like an hour, and in an hour we will have around 200 liter gas passed through the bottles. So if we start looking at the bottles, we see the gas flowing through the bottles like that. And since we have a clean process already going on, we don't see much aerosols anymore. Sometimes when you have a real dirty process, you see a lot of aerosols coming into the bottles. They will give a lot of smoke and a lot of fume. But now, since the gas is nice and clean, you don't see too many aerosols, but they are there, and they will be trapped in all these 6 bottles. Okay, once we have completed the sampling after an hour, so this will run for an hour, then we take out the washing bottle racks from the baths, and we'll bring them to the fume hood, in which we collect all the samples together. So we put all the 6 bottles together, and we create one sample of about a liter of isopropanol, and that isopropanol will go into the organic laboratory for further analysis. So that's about it, how the guideline works. Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are again, and we now are going to process the samples coming from the baths. So here we have the 2 racks again, the rack from the water bath at 40 degrees and the rack from the glycol bath from minus 20 degrees. And we will put the samples together in one bottle. The bottles we use are just the bottles that also contain the isopropanol, the real clean isopropanol for gas chromatography, and we weigh the bottle beforehand. That is because we want to know how much liquid we have from the samples in order to calculate the amount of hydrocarbons and sulfur and nitrogen compounds back to the original volume. So we also need the weight of the bottle and the weight of the bottle filled with liquid. So we have here the racks, and we can take it out. So they're all nicely tight, because you don't want to lose any of the glass in the bath. And we can take off. So these are the first bottles coming from the active carbon session, and you see it's also nice and colorless. Sometimes it has really dark colors like brown or black or yellow or orange, but now it's colorless like the isopropanol, with a slight color coming from the process, but that's not too obvious. So we have here the washing bottle, which we need to rinse with also isopropanol, of course. So we've rinsed the inside and we rinse the outside. Shake it a little bit. And then we just pour it into the glass bottle. There you go. Taking some extra isopropanol. It's nicely rinsed. I'm going to do that like 2 times in order to rinse out any remaining hydrocarbons from the wall. And we have to be careful not to put more than 1 liter in the bottle, of course. So we have a limitation for the amount of liquid going into the bottle, which should not exceed 1 liter. So, there you are. Flush bottle, clean. And that I repeat 6 times, and then we have all the sample in the glass bottle. And I will take the glass bottle later on to the organic laboratory, and there it will be analyzed. Thank you very much.